I'm gonna start this off today with why we were talking about before the podcast that Kenya has stopped all divorce proceedings.
Mhm.
And I want to read to you what it says. And it's a new law. And the prime minister said this: Men, get a prenuptial agreement signed. Do a paternity testing on all your children. Once you as a man, if you as a man are not abusing your wife, there shouldn't be no divorces. Women, friends, and relatives and their emotional nature and past causes divorce. Men hardly ask for a divorce. Men simply want relationships. Women give sex simple. Don't be naive. So in other words, don't put your money where your dick is. Get that prenup. Make sure that she don't get nothing, and make sure your kids are your kids. And you know what? I feel that. Damn it. That's right. Women, I know you can be pissed off by that, but I don't give a damn. Because as we said before in the previous
Mhm.
podcast, 80% of all divorces are initiated by women. 80%. And men hear that.
No, we said
80%.
of the divorce filing.
Yes. 80% is done by women.
I feel like I should shout out. I just can't think of the podcast name for some reason, but they just spoke about how men will sit back and disappoint a woman to the point where they kind of force her hand to file a divorce. Like they actually sat there and spoke about that freely. And, maybe 3 to 4 out of 5 of them acknowledged that either they were guilty of that action or they knew someone who was guilty of that action. Yes, they did speak about that. That was just on my little screen as I scrolled through my Instagram this past week. Yeah, so there is 70 to 80% of divorce filings done by women, but sometimes the man just doesn't want. He's okay with taking the blame for the situation because he genuinely wants out. And as opposed to the woman feeling like it's her fault, he'll make it um evident and obviously clear that it's my fault and it's okay for you to leave this situation. So they will check out and just kind of leave you hanging, and they've left you hanging for a reason.
Get the hell out of here, T.
I'll have to try to find that clip and send it to you. um Yeah, absolutely. So I love how y'all like to just throw that little fact and stat out there in this world with all the different grounds for divorce that do exist. It's just weird that we're psyching ourselves out to believe that, it's just a one sided problem or issue just because we're able to, derive that stat from something that's solid. There's a whole lot of pieces to the marital, situation that's just not tangible and solid and you can't measure it. Like, come on, let's be real here. Y'all let us throw that little quick fact and stack around. That's cute. I love it too.
You
It's
see,
measurable. It's
see,
measurable. Y'all welcome. We'll take the burden of the blame as usual. Wow.
you, oh
I messed
God,
your head
dang.
up with that one. Wasn't
Oh
even ready for
Lord.
that.
No, I wasn't. I, I was ready for that. I wasn't. But T, that goes back to something I was thinking about this entire week.
Mhm.
People, you got kids who are getting married. You have
Mhm.
grown folk who get married
Yeah.
because to me that's childish. Now,
Mhm.
unless there's some drugs, some alcohol, some abuse involved, that's a different thing because
Well,
that's
the
different.
way these brothers explained it, it wasn't very childish. It was just, their way of still protecting that person that they were involved with. Um, and protecting in the sense that, they'll make it blatant and evidently clear that it's not your fault that this marriage has come to an end. It's me who's failed you. And that was the logic there. I
See,
mean, I just respect the fact that somebody finally said that out loud. Like I'm, because a lot of I've heard this from the female side of it. but never really the men kind of being willing to kind of say that out loud without having to say, oh yes, it's true, not responding to anything, but just simply speaking for the sake of maturity, right? If you're going to
Hmm.
actually find a solution to something, you got to actually dive into what's really going on, you know and I kind of feel like that's what they were doing there with that bit of information.
Wow, that's different. Now I know quite a few divorced guys who,
Hmm.
for the most part, was kind of like they grew apart.
Hmm.
Um, that their vision wasn't the same. Uh, it's some playing around. I'm gonna say this. There's some playing around on their part. A couple of them found their wives playing around, but mostly it was them. It was like, I'm gonna say this. A couple of one particular one of my boys said, I was tired of eating Doritos. I want Fritos now.
Yeah. Yeah,
And I,
but then you do it so blatant, like, so perhaps I would sleep with my wife sometimes, and it's gonna go to a point where I don't really sleep with her, you know, ever, type of thing, right? And that's kind of like forcing a woman's hand. That's a sexless marriage, right? And so now she has the proper grounds, like, actually, I don't want to be here, and I don't have to be here anymore. The marriage is not serving, and I'm serving into a situation that's not serving me back, that's not going to work for me for a lifetime.
yeah, that's also true. And how many of those women you think are really playing around at that point? Do a lot
It
of women
doesn't
you
matter.
think?
It
Oh,
doesn't
it doesn't
matter.
matter.
It
Oh,
doesn't matter. Don't listen, the bus is over there, you're not going to try to throw us up underneath it.
I have to lay out, I have to lay out both sides of justice. Justice has to be equal. So I love to throw all your women under the bus. I love it because a lot of guys are getting emails, send me emails talking about, man, I love how you speak up for us
Hmm.
and T try to justify what women do. And I say, hey, this is what this podcast is about. We're not about shitting on anybody. We're really not about shitting
Yeah.
on men or women. We're just
It's,
trying to open the door and say, here's the shit that you've been sweeping under the door, and here's the reality, and how do you fix it? And how do you grow
yeah.
from it? Because again, just because you get married, it doesn't work out, doesn't mean your life ends. It just means now you have to make better decisions when you decide, or if you ever decide to walk down that aisle again with somebody. But
Yeah.
you just try to keep it real because there's some real pain going on here. Aside the other bullshit that's going on, it's just to me, it just seems like a lot of people don't realize the seriousness of marriage. It sounds cute. It sounds like, oh, it's gonna be beautiful, white picket fence, two kids, a car. No, that shit's a lot of work. As we both know, it's a lot of work
Mhm.
to keep to stay married. I mean, so we're just trying to get people to understand it's an ocean. It's not a puddle. And so where something was great today, it will probably horrible tomorrow, but it'll be great again. So you have to ride that wave to know that you're gonna have good
So
days and bad days.
I'm just poking fun here to loop us back around, but if it's like 50-50 and it's so black and white, why I can't have half when it's time and to be done?
Well, it's- since you loop that back, I'm gonna say this. Um, this goes back to why I personally think you should sign a prenuptial agreement.
Mm-hmm.
As men, protect your money
As a man.
because yeah, for men you got listen. In the end, we don't want
Listen,
to suffer. We suffer because you're going to
and
half our
you don't
money.
want to
You're
suffer.
going to listen, listen. Okay, let's be totally honest.
Come on.
If you get half my money, can I come back and get half that pussy?
Y'all
Just stop
love
by.
to stay attached. Y'all
Yeah.
love to stay attached. Absolutely not. Absolutely. That's the whole logic there, though. No. But I see it's not just your money, it's our money. It's our money. It's
See,
our but see, that was the logic in the Kenyan thing. He said, it was something about what you poured into the situation is what you would logically get up out of it. And I feel like sometimes females do pour quite a bit into the situation, and it don't just be the man's money,
mm.
with exclusivity, you know
So we have exclusive rights to the booty. That's what we're buying when we get marriage.
Y'all did? Yeah.
So why could we just put in there, okay, I'm gonna give you the house, I'm gonna
Mhm.
give you this, but that means on Wednesday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I swing by and break you off a little something, or break myself off a little something, and then we keep it moving.
I'm glad that you're representing the men here on this one, because
Yes.
I feel like men would appreciate the honesty here and that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not to mention child support and pension. Because don't forget, you also get half his pension. So his ass be working for
We
30
didn't
goddamn
forget.
years. I
We didn't
see,
forget.
see, see, that's a lot of shit y'all getting. A whole lot of shit you getting,
It's like
and
it's both of our pension now. It's like it's.
both our pensions. So now, okay, here's another case. You
Hmm.
get a divorce. Now you
Yeah.
get half my shit. Do you know how we feel if we got kids and I drop the kids off at my old house that I done paid for, and you got another motherfucker come open the door,
I
hey, what's
can't
going
with
on,
you.
man?
I
Wait,
can't
what?
with you. I can't. Yeah,
She ready just
mentally,
to punch you in your
because
fucking
as
oh
a woman, if you decided to keep any property that we had at one point, and I show up there, and you got old girl there, mentally it would perhaps do something to me. I don't know. Speaking on behalf of women, perhaps a few of us in the pool, it would have.
and again, I hear guys say that to me all the time because they love the one when we talk about prenups. They love that. They eat that up. They're like, man, that's what I'm talking about. Now, this also is another point to prenups. You can't be a broke motherfucker trying to sign a prenup because you have nothing to lose. You're already broke.
Well, you only have things to gain within the marriage, and those things that you build inside of the marriage, that's fair game right there.
And you
Like
know what? I agree
this,
with you
this
because
just kind of protects you. But this is prenups also can protect the woman because, like you said, those pensions, those benefits, those things that you've paid into and accumulated over the years, the women have those as well. And sometimes those things kind of they stop them dead in their tracks from marrying also because they
yeah,
don't want to lose those. And perhaps you're a man who didn't, you know, maybe you worked a little bit different under the years. Let me say that. And you don't have those things. And
absolutely.
they know that if something hit the fan, you decide to leave, they're gonna lose half of that. Um, so
That's a lot.
that works in both directions.
Girl, let me tell you, it's touchy because a lot of people dealing with it. I talked to, I know two people, women, mind you,
Hmm.
who they the situation they had to, well, one their husband passed, the other one they got divorced, so they had to work it out so that they had to pay the man. The one that got divorced had to pay the man. The other one got a pension and stuff. And what she told me is, I ain't marrying nobody
Hmm.
because I'm getting his Social Security. I'm getting all his shit. I'll go around and I'll sneak a dick, but goddamn, I ain't marrying his ass because he gonna
Hmm.
fuck up my money. That's what she
Yeah.
just said to me. I was like,
Yeah.
and I agree with that. I was like, no, no, you can find a dick, but that cash, which is steady, is gonna keep going as long as you don't get married. I wouldn't fuck that up either.
Hmm.
Yeah, just sneak him in, sneak him back out the door. Then the other woman was like, I made a mistake because I was always the one making the most money,
Hmm.
caught him messing around, got divorced. Now she had to end up paying him support. She said, that's not fair. I said, well, if it was reversed, he'd be paying you support. You're the one that
Yeah.
took the risk of dating a guy who had nothing. And then you want to try to clean him up. And now you got to get rid of him.
It just so happened that he made less. He really have nothing though? Like, look at me being messy.
She told me, and I quote, I picked his ass off the street and I cleaned him up like an old vintage bike and made him what he is. And he decided to play around on me after all I did for him. So, well, that's the risk you took. First of all, you don't go out there and find men.
That's how
You
she
find
did
boys.
that, like
Oh,
that.
he could be cleaned up. I think I could make him what he want.
Oh my God.
Women, you can't make men men. Men should come as men. If they're boys, then that's the risk you take. You grab a boy, he gonna act like a boy. Then you get mad when he don't act like a man. That's your
He
fault.
a small fish. You was supposed to throw him back in.
Yes, yes. I
That's
keep
not a
telling
man.
women, drop his
Toss him
ass
back.
back. The fuck.
Yeah.
So I
We
so at
see
that point,
as women, sometimes we can't acknowledge the fact that we forgot to toss that fish back in. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's like a our bad type of thing. Like, I thought he was gonna grow up fast though. I thought he was like, what?
And he didn't. And by the
No,
way, I
no.
read recently, in fact, yesterday, Shawnee, uh, uh, Shaunie O'Neal, who's married
Hmm.
to Shaq.
Hmm.
Do you know she got married and she had to give $50,000 a month payment from Shaq? She gave it up to marry her preacher husband.
Okay, yeah.
Now, if you were married to Shaq and then you got divorced, you get $50,000 a month. Would you marry somebody?
I mean, yeah, I would. That's just me personally, though. Yeah.
So you would let basically $600,000 a year fly away because
What you trying to say, my man? They, I mean, you just sitting on my new man money. Like, how that's gonna make that man feel? You can't do that. Like, I ain't never gonna find love like that. Nah, you gotta let that paper go, and you gotta go on something more solid than just paper. I mean, I guess love was more than that. I'm sorry. I would
so
I would
T,
have to eventually let it go. Like, you
s-
gotta move on.
think about it. Look what I just told you.
Hmm.
600,000 a year is
What
what
do the
you
new
get.
guy do?
Oh, he's a pastor.
Some questions I shouldn't even ask. Like, why did I ask that? I should have left it to the imagination. No, we don't know what he does actually. Technically, we don't know how much money that man makes. And then they're living their life for the Lord. That's more spiritual. That's beautiful. Yeah. And
Try
theoretically, it should
okay,
be beautiful.
okay, try buying a Maserati with the Lord.
I don't know about some of today's pastors. In these mega churches, I don't know. Who is he? Do you know him?
I don't know him. When I saw him, he wasn't one of those guys that walk around with $100,000 around their neck,
Okay.
with a $2,000 suit, $2,000 shoes. He didn't seem like that type of dude.
Mm-hmm.
But she said she was happy. She's like, I finally found someone that makes me happy, and someone she said she really loves. She
Yeah.
almost said she loved Shaq, but she
Mm-hmm.
never was in love with Shaq.
Yeah, like she probably didn't know how to love at that point. Like I loved them in the sense that, in that capacity that I could love back then, but perhaps she feels elevated. That's decent.
And that's what she said. She said, I feel elevated. I feel open
Hmm.
now. I really know what love is. And which
Yeah.
is commendable, which is great, because that's what we
Yeah.
really want everybody to find that type of love. But goddamn, T, six
And I
hundred
mean, and if
thousand
you
dollars.
truly had love for that man, like if you truly love Shaq and you truly do respect who he is, then why would you not want to, let's break the ties all the way, move on? How else do you how do you really say that you love and respect somebody if you have a taker mentality, right?
Mm.
Like you can't really say that you love and respect that person when you only want to take from that person and as a means to only benefit yourself.
Ooh.
That's that's not love. That's not respect. So yeah, I can get with that.
And that kind of leads up to the next conversation I want to talk to you about. And I
Mhm.
think I sent you this IG post about the chick. She said her husband lost his job after 30 days.
Oh,
And after 30 days, she was just like, well, he said, well, you gonna pay the bills? She's like, well, I gotta use my money to pay our bills. And then
mhm,
I told him in the beginning, my money is my money,
mhm.
and your money is our money.
I know that's right.
So I went and I talked to his friend. And
Mhm.
I was on his friend, I was telling him what was going on, and then one thing led to another, and next he gave me some money, and you know, and now he's the kind of man I'm looking for. Now,
Oh,
that
okay.
entire story was made me so goddamn mad
So the
on
friend was the
so many
better
different.
catch. Mhm.
There's so many levels to this because it's disturbing. First of all, when you said I blame him, I blame his ass, his goofy ass.
Who the
When she
friend?
can't, no, the husband. Well, I'm
Okay.
the husband. When she told you, and she said it,
Mhm.
I told him my money is my money, and our money, your money is our money.
Okay.
That would end that relationship Right then and there. Done.
He
Okay.
liked it. He was like, he probably giggled. Yeah, he probably thought that was cute till it was time to try it. Like you cannot. Somebody said you gotta listen to what people say to you because they telling the truth, right? Like you had to respect the fact that she was willing to say it out loud. And then after she said it out loud, she probably stood on that throughout the entirety of their relationship leading up to them getting married and within that marriage. Like she ain't never had pulled up out of her pocket to pay for something that, she didn't want to pay for.
Mm, good God, I was so warm. And then when she proceeded to, the man just lost his job. There, as men,
Mhm,
we lose anything. We lose money. We lose a tire. We lose something. We're hurt. Cause like,
mhm,
God damn, as hard as we work for our shit, and then
mhm,
this gets lost. But your job, that's how you make ends meet. But good Lord, if I lose my job, I gotta be worried about. Damn, my wife could leave me.
mhm.
Eventually, maybe. But damn, in 30 days.
But this wasn't actually his wife. This was like his little test run because that wasn't it. I don't know who wife gonna leave their man over 30 days. Like, was this for clicks and views or not? Because that's ridiculous. You know what
That's
I'm
what I
saying?
said.
That's what happened to the for better or for worse. So you got money and you said you're not paying for nothing, then we could both go sit in the street. Then let's go sit in the street then. But we're gonna do it together.
Yes,
So you go ahead
together.
and not pay them bills, sis, if you want to. But we in this together. Yeah.
And when she said, well, I asked her, well, how I get my money back? He said, well, we're in this together. She's like, oh, no, that's like I told you. She said, no, I told you what we talked about before. But the other part is you went to his friend. I called his
Mhm.
friend up and we went drinking and we had some conversation. I told him what was going on. So all of a sudden, y'all talk about y'all situation, and all of a sudden, whoop, you slipped on the dick and he
I
gave you some
just,
money.
you know,
Come on now.
here's the thing about that. I've never actually been able to be so successful in that friend arena with my spouse. you know, to call, have a long conversation, and meet up and hang out for some giggles and make it back to old boy crib. Like that was too many goals there. You see what I'm saying? That was way too many. Well, how would you get that far? Even on both sides, they both wanted to be in that situation and they both knew it. So like let's just say when soon as your husband lost his job, you took that as your chance and opportunity to back up out of the situation that you really didn't want to be in. And you went and got the guy who you been had your eye on as the prize for a little bit of time. That's a fair conversation piece right there.
Absolutely, and
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. That shit just happened. You just had meeting
Mm-mm.
that one time, and all of a
No.
sudden, I cried on his shoulder, and all of a sudden, he slipped
Mm-mm.
in something. He slipped something into me, and then he slipped some money into my pocket, and all of a
Yeah.
sudden, I want him as a guy. And I'm gonna look at the camera when I say this, guys. You understand? You don't fuck with your boy's girl. You don't do that. This is a code.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bro code. You just
Mm-hmm.
don't do that. So what I would do as a husband, well, once I finally beat his ass, then I'll tell all our friends what he did, and they'll probably beat his ass or not deal with him, because that means he was sitting there waiting for something to happen so he can
That's
just.
exactly what's happening.
But you know, it also happened both ways too.
Yeah. No, she was waiting too. She couldn't wait for him to slip up. It didn't matter what he did. The moment that he slipped up, she was out. She was out of that situation.
God
Yeah.
damn.
He walked down the aisle with the idea that divorce is an option.
Yep.
Like if this doesn't work out, I can just bail, right? And some people that gives them a little bit of comfort that it's not, super permanent, like, okay, I can get married, but it's not forever because something happened, it's not like off with my head type of thing. It's not really till death do us part, right? She's one
Absolutely.
of those types of people, but as soon as that option's on the table, we all have to acknowledge that it's present on the table.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's so bad. That's
yeah.
fucked
And the
up.
fact that you walked into the situation feeling like that's an option, you just that's a little doomsdayish.
It
Just
is
just a little bit.
just a
That's just a
tad
little
bit.
yeah. If we can agree on something, just yeah.
Just a
Mhm.
tad bit. And
A little bit.
see, this goes back to how I'm again. We keep it real.
Mhm.
What do today's women want? Do they want to be wives or they want to be prostitutes?
Talking shit now. Look at you. Look at you. Look at you. Wow.
I had to
Wow.
drop it. Boom! I had to drop the
Yeah,
animal.
you did. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. What you talking about, Willis? Come on.
See,
Come on.
again, I was gonna say this.
Mhm.
If if you are a woman and you want a real relationship and you're willing to work to get to where we get to, when we first start, we don't know anything about each other. So
Mhm.
for me as a man, when you come to me and say, you know what, if you don't take care of my nails, my eyelashes, my bills, my this, my that, then I can't go out with you. Well, now
Give
you
a
just changed
list. Bitches be listing them, huh? That's what
it.
you trying to say?
Got a whole list of
Nah.
shit. And that's
Don't
fine.
ask me. Don't ask me how I'm doing. Send me a cash app. That's what you're talking about.
Yes,
With all this
yes,
ass and the neck rolling. No.
yes.
How that's gonna represent all of us? Come on.
But
Most
see,
women I know pay for their own nails. Come on,
see,
own here.
but here's the issue. You're seeing more of these women. Now, of course, I know it's an extreme. It should be an extreme because that's the norm. Then everybody should have a cash app, and then you should have a price list.
Hmm.
If you want oral sex, it's gonna cost you 100. If you want anal, you want this and that. You should have a price list. It's okay. I'm gonna pay this price because after we do this, I'm gonna get all this. And then it's a transaction. It happens. You keep it moving. There's no ties. But if you want to get into a real relationship and all of a sudden you start listing what you want me to take care of, eh, woman, I don't even know you. So why the fuck would I spend my money to pay $400 for you? Here's a prime example. If you're a guy and you date 10 women in a month and all of them are $400 a pop, that's $4,000 a month.
You
That's just
ain't got
hanging out with them.
why. First of all, you and I both know that's way too much. Y'all doing way too 10 women a month, 10 different women a month.
Hey,
And you investing in all of them. Yeah, that's $4,000 a month. You said, "No, I'm gonna get all these joints hair and nails done. I'm taking care of all the child care expenses for them." Like what?
ex-
Nah, that's the first again bullshit. This is just bullshit. Like y'all done pulled this one out of the air. No. First of all, the man should not be entertaining on that level. You got 10 joints and they just all around town. Like, come on, dog. What are you doing? You doing too much. You don't want love no way. Yes, you should pay for whatever it is that you're doing with your roster list 1 through 10. Because you're not trying to find love nor a relationship. So yeah, 4 grand? Shit, that sounds cheap to me. That sounds very cheap to me. Yeah.
but
No.
But see, that's
Mm-mm.
the thing. When you hear that's what women want, they like they you spend about time, so time for money. Okay, well, I'm not gonna just take your ass off for something to eat. I'm getting something out that deal. I'm not gonna drop 4 grand, 4 G's, and ain't gonna get nothing out that deal. But then again, that's as a guy. Now you have to say, why would I want to do that? I don't
Why
even fucking know you.
choosing this lifestyle when you can find you one lady friend? I mean, something less than 10, something less than 10. I don't know. That's your lifestyle, not mine. But something less than 10. And you might want to sow a little bit something different into these people that y'all are needing. Like
Oh my
that's horrible. That is horrible for the men to even think that they'd be engaging in this stuff. That's not a requirement. But it's nice if you would like to take me out to nice dinner and then get my nails done and my hair done. Just so it
And I'm telling you, if and a lot of guys are telling me, they say, if I'm doing spending that kind of money, we have a situationship. We ain't got a relationship. And the saddest thing is, a lot of these women don't realize the long term repercussions of that.
hmm.
Because it's cute. It looks cute now because you're doing it, and I'm gonna get him, and I'm gonna get as much money as possible. Well, what they don't realize is, T, and I know, all you gotta do is look. If you're in your 20s or 30s, look at your 50, 60-year-old aunts.
You
I
saying
mean,
the clock gonna tick?
hello,
I mean,
because time runs out.
yeah, but you were supposed to be finding a suitable suitor. You were supposed to be finding somebody along all these shenanigans. That's what people lose the ball. Like, what are you doing? You can't do this for a lifetime.
Hello. And,
Yeah.
and who they really need to look at is Vivica
I
Fox.
knew you was going there. I tried not to say that's not fair. Y'all not gonna bring Vivica Fox into y'all shenanigans. That
Come on
woman
now.
just lived her life.
She sure
She
has.
had prospects. She
She
had
sure did.
prospects. I don't know who they were, but that woman had prospects. Don't
She
do
sure
that.
did.
Don't.
But I have to because she's the one because the hair our boy Cam. She was talking bad about Samuels. Like he don't know what he talking about, and men, like, women need this, women need that.
What you said that about Kevin?
Yeah, she was talking bad about him. It was on a
Uh-uh.
video talking bad about him. And damn, he died before he saw where she is right now at 60 years old. Talking about I'm ready for a relationship. I want a man now. Any man, I don't care as long as he's breathing. As long as
Is
he's
that what she
breathing,
said? Is that what
pretty damn much.
No,
She was
she didn't.
she
I
was out
didn't
there.
see the
I'm open
clip.
to everything, anything, everything. I don't care. You can be missing
No.
a leg, no teeth, an eye. I don't give a damn. As long as he has a man and maybe he has a dick, maybe I don't even care if he has that or don't have that. I just want a man. Please give me a man.
Wow. Wow. Y'all so wrong to us. Ah,
See,
she lived
she is
her
one.
best life. She
She
lived her
sure
best
did.
life.
She lived her whole best life. Now her
Yeah.
ass is going doing motherfucking commercials now. So that's what happens when you live your best life and you don't take advantage of the opportunities you had. And everybody, and they show pictures of her with different people, 50 Cents, a couple other guys, and they're like, whoo, those guys, whoo, we lucked out. Because now she look like somebody's auntie. Because she don't
Well,
look as
she's
fine.
the auntie age.
Hmm.
Why she can't look like an auntie?
But now you're asking, can somebody love me for who I am? We loved you for what you
Yes.
were. We loved you when you was back in what was the movie? Independence Day in 1996.
Wow.
We loved you back then. It
She
was in
can't even get a little
2024.
chunk on her face, and y'all come and add little. Come on,
No, T, no,
y'all knew
no.
it was gonna happen.
She
Y'all
should have
wanted
known
to.
what was gonna happen. But all of a sudden she was talking about 50 Cents was the love of my life. 50 Cents,
Oh,
he,
see.
yeah, that she kept saying. That was he was the love of life. But then he made a song that was like, yeah, I went to Vivica. It was nothing. He did a song.
Oh. I mean,
Yep.
y'all so wrong to us. Oh, because I was like, was she the love of his life? I just wanted to know. But he didn't have to do my girl like that. Come on.
She is
Come
forever in a
on.
song that he
Let
said,
me
I
say,
went to
you
Vivica.
dodged the bullet with 50. That wasn't your match.
So that's what we're trying to say, ladies. Don't
Yeah.
fuck around and end up like Vivica. Because again, you're
Vivica
20, you're
about to
30.
serve y'all up on the table at her wedding. Stop playing with her. Yes, yes. She gonna have some prospects. I don't know who. I don't know who. It could just be a regular nice Joe. We don't know. You
Very true. But again,
we
as I said
don't know.
before, when you get to be 60, your
Uh-huh.
options become very, very, very low.
Or they're like
Different from
recycled. They're like, the guy been, he got a pass. He got a pass. That's okay. But if you have a poor attitude and you're like super, like, I don't want to say super independent because everybody needs to be needed type of thing, like, then that can kind of, like, nobody wants nobody with a bad attitude, especially if you old, because men already grumpy when they old anyway. They don't need nobody to add to their grumpiness. um but yeah, like, bad attitudes, like, you just supposed to be like sunflowers in a man's life by that,
you,
time.
ha-
I'm
you
sorry.
you got to because
Yeah.
again, just like with guys, they always say guys have an opportunity to get somebody younger, and that's the truth. But there's two things that people forget
Not if
about
you
that.
broke.
Number one, broke, and number two, if you like you're about to die. Because I don't, unless well, that could work
Unless
out.
you rich and looking like you about to die. Now you're gonna have prospects. You're gonna have
Yeah,
prospects. Yeah.
man, as long as you have money, you do have prospect. But if you're a man who has
Mm,
money and that age and in great shape, shit,
yeah.
you could start from 20, and we're gonna start at 20, and we're gonna end at 40 because after 40 you get the other issues, menopause, the extra baby
Oh,
fat you
y'all
got
don't want
on
the
you.
women after 40. Oh, okay. That's
And you
not
got
you
issues
anymore.
because y'all got
They just
menopause kicking in. Your eggs
wow.
dried up, so you can't have no babies. If you do have babies, it's puff. It's like powdered milk or powdered eggs. Lower the line at 40, and you had to have a baby with her. Just, just dust, just powder dust.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's crazy.
We don't want that. We don't want that shit. And then,
Oh,
been around, been used up, abused. We don't want that. So we're gonna go for the
wow.
young ones that we can
Okay.
teach. That's how it
Okay.
is. So when women get over
Yeah,
that
something
age,
easy. Something easier. Yeah.
yes, because y'all have attitudes.
Yeah.
You've been used up for a little bit, and now you want
Used
to come back.
up. Hey,
Your stuff used up. Yeah.
what?
So now we got cut. No, we don't want that. We want something
Mm-mm.
young. We can
Something easier. That's all.
absolutely.
That's it.
So
Just say
that,
that. That's
that's how we roll. That's what we want. So when I see the older guys in the gym, I throw my thumbs up. I'm like, and they say, oh, the young ones try to holler at me and all that. Yeah, of course, because you're in here working up. Have you been retired? Oh yeah, I got a pension. Oh yeah, they love you.
first
Hmm.
of all, because he got time and all the attention. He be out there going furniture shopping with you, making day trips to IKEA. Any day you got off, he available. Yeah, that's retired life. Come on, daddy. Let's go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, and they love that shit. Like, yeah, I got a couple. One guy in particular. He
Mhm.
was 71 years of age. This motherfucker looked like he been lifting since he was 10.
Okay.
Great shape.
Mhm.
And his wife died. She was 40, they were married for 42 years. She died. And now he dates a 31-year-old.
Okay.
And the 31 comes in the gym with him. And she fine too. I was
Mhm.
like, God damn. He's like, yeah, he said, I was like, I want to get somebody young. I don't want nobody around my age. I said, yeah, 71 pretty god damn, they pretty much in a wheelchair at that point. He's like,
Mhm.
yeah, I don't want to mess with that. So I
Not the
screw. He said,
71-year-olds I know, but okay.
well,
I'm
see,
just saying. I'm just saying.
yes, and we do know some 71-year-olds that look decent, but
Mhm. You said
he
decent. You just jabbing that. Hey, wow. Jabby jab.
I'm sorry, but and like I said, he was like, I got to hang with her because that's what he said.
Mhm.
She like to
Mhm.
travel. She like doing this. I said, oh, you travel? Oh, you travel quite a bit. And he said, I enjoy it. She keeps me young. And you can see
Yeah.
the joy in his face. And she enjoys it because he's active. That's the
Yeah.
other thing. It's not like he's just old in a wheelchair and you push him around. He's an active dude. But then that brought up a point. I said, yeah, I said, if guys have money and they in decent shape, you're pretty much open to a
Yeah.
lot of things. Now, if you broke and don't look so good, yeah, you pretty much gonna get what you're gonna get. You might find somebody's old auntie hook up with her.
Do you remember that one movie? What was it called? Either way, it had the Faison guy. Uh
Mm-hmm.
Faison Love, and
Mm-hmm.
he had left his wife and he had a girlfriend and she kept calling him daddy.
Oh yes.
And he couldn't keep up with her. He was out of shape. She was super young. She wanted to do way more than he wanted to do. And he just couldn't. Some of y'all brothers can't keep up with these young ones and y'all know it. Financially, you can't keep up with her. And
That's a
physically,
very true. That's true
physically.
statement.
So, y'all pick and choose wisely because you're going to slow down and they're still speeding up.
That is very true. And that's why you
Hmm.
have to make sure when you enter that game that you understand there are rules to that game
Absolutely.
because she can easily find somebody else a year younger, more
Hmm.
active, a little bit more money. There's
Hmm.
always that dude out there. So you always got to be on top of your game. But the unfortunate thing for women, they don't have that same opportunity. It's just a fact.
Wow.
I, how many,
Wow.
I can't I can't think of any woman that looks 70 years old like, damn, I want to bust the lights out of that. No, you pretty much say, she look like she got issues going on. Like she got her shoulders need to be replaced, her knees need to be replaced. She
Hmm.
can't do as much she used to. So
You
yeah, I
know
want to mess with
what?
it.
Let me loop this right back around to why we're taking half. See what I'm saying? That's why, right? Y'all done took all the best years of our life. We ain't got no chance, according to y'all, of securing nothing decent again. Now we need to take half. We have to. We don't have nothing else according to you, Malcolm. Nothing else. See, you come on.
Yeah, and that's the other thing about. Yeah, I understand to have what from your point of view to have.
Because we don't have the youth anymore. We can't secure this guy, this high value man. We can't secure him now. We gotta take the half.
And you know what? Now that you put it that way, you're absolutely right. Because you're right. You're the time. Y'all have a time limit.
Yeah, I
Truly,
mean,
a
that's
time
what
limit.
see, that's why the aunties who moved the way that they moved, that's why they moved like that. They was like, I'm not gonna be able to get back out into this game. No, I got to take him for all he got. He can rebuild. He gonna find him a nice little young piece, rebuild this whole empire back all the way, surpass what we even had. Then what he give me is gonna look like little crumbs. He's still gonna be over there in the corner looking mad and sad, like I took him for all he got, and he done rebuilt it times five. Uh-uh. Y'all trying to take the women for all they got. No, Kenya's wrong. I'm gonna retract my statements from what I said too earlier. No, I don't agree with that. Absolutely not. No.
And see, and this is why I say women need to really stop looking at the extremes. They need to stop
Mm-hmm.
looking at both ends. What's happening now in this world is you got the two. I call it the slow tens, the simple tens, the 10%, the 5% on this side, and the 5% of the extremes. We're seeing all that. It's
Yeah.
everybody else, us in the 90% that's living life, the real thing called life, and look at them two nuts and saying, "Damn, they're really bad."
They better
No,
notice.
yeah, it was like no, they're the extremes. And if any woman out here thinking that some guy need to pay for their fucking bills to take them out on a date, you bitches gonna be by yourselves for a long time with you and your babies. I don't give a fuck who that piss off.
It's not a
That's just
sustainable approach.
oh no. I like to thought back when I was dating that I got to set some money aside because I got to take care of her light bill, her
Hmm.
nails, and all that. And we don't even know each other. I'm
I,
taking her on
I'll
the
do
first
you
date.
one. I'll do you one better. How you think I feel as a mom?
Oh,
That for my child to score a date with a girl, you gotta what? Shoot the paper what? To go out, you don't even know her. Son, listen here. Right? You
yep,
can't just live for one side of it, right? We can't just live for like I can't just live for the females here, right? And the women, just because, I'm a woman, I represent them. But I also have sons in the world.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I don't want to sit around and watch my sons, go through this world and be, taken advantage of. Yeah, it's a crazy concept, and I certainly don't want to see them, taking advantage of, the young ladies out here. That's somebody's daughter. Um,
that
that's a
what you
crazy
just said is
concept.
critical because that goes back. Who the fuck is teaching these aside from the
Mhm.
extreme tens, like I said, five on
Mhm.
both sides? Where the fuck they get the rest of this from? Who in their household or in their arenas not saying that's stupid? Don't do that. You're
Mhm.
cheapening yourself. You're selling yourself out as a prostitute. And
Yeah.
every time you ask a man for something, and you're not going, quote unquote, not gonna give him nothing. Oh, you're gonna give him something. Yeah, you're gonna have to give him something. You spend all kinds of money paying for bills, and you
Mhm.
want to put yourself out like that. And the
Mhm.
other thing is, don't cheapen yourself. And a lot of women don't understand that. It sounds good. It may sound catchy to them, or sounds like they ain't gonna play me. Well, shit. If you set yourself up to be played, you're going to be played. So you have to have some sort of purpose on why you're out here trying to find someone. If you're trying to use somebody, then fuck that. Just go get your a page, get your a Cash App set up, OnlyFans, and do it that way. At least you get paid for that shit.
To be upfront with your transactional situations. Uh
Exactly. But
huh.
don't use that to some guy you don't even fucking know. You may have swiped and found him, and the first you're gonna ask him, "Can you pay a bill? Or can you take care of my last?" Well, I'm not gonna go out with you. Well, again, we're gonna look at you not as a potential missus, but as candy or strip around the pole or whatever else. We're gonna cheapen you because you basically told me you led with money. You didn't lead with your emotions or who are you, why
Hmm.
I should date you. Then you cheapen yourself. So I'm gonna look at you cheap.
So you're saying y'all gonna pay the bill, but y'all want y'all goods, y'all want y'all services after.
God
Y'all
damn
just not
skippy.
gonna take her serious. But y'all not going. Y'all still going to deal with the situation though. But y'all just want us to know y'all not going to take it serious. Okay, that's
Well, if
fair.
she,
That's fair.
hey, T, if she
We
fine as
appreciate
hell,
it.
we're gonna say, okay, I'm gonna do that because in the end, and I'm gonna let her know early. You eat all the steak you want. Eat the shrimp, eat the lobster, eat all that
I
shit.
love it. I
Yep, eat
love
that
it.
shit. Because
Y'all
in the
honest
end, don't
though.
let your stomach get too full because we
Mhm.
got some business to take care of after this shit
Yeah.
done. So
Yeah.
just be clear. And if I can't believe you push me like a prostitute, like a hoe. You act like one, we treat you like one. We don't
So,
want to. Most guys don't want to. But
on behalf of all men.
on, on behalf of all men, except for the extreme motherfuckers,
Uh-huh.
we're gonna feel like we're owed something. Because again, that's how the transaction, this is how the connection happened. So they need to stop this bullshit that's going on out here that's rampant. And it's not making women look good. And by the way, T, you have a young lady. You don't want her to wake up, mama. I'm going up with such and such. Well, who is he? I don't know. I swiped him and I told him I need him to pay for my hair, my nails. But of course, after you said hair and nails, she's gonna be unconscious on the fucking floor by the time you knock her ass out by even approaching with some crazy shit like that. So she
Yeah.
gonna go to no date and she gonna wake up.
Night
Yep,
night.
she's gonna be fucking out on the floor, and not to mention what daddy gonna do to her. So
Yeah.
that's not gonna happen. But there's enough women out here that don't have that that boundaries. And they
Mhm.
just take it and they go out in this world bubble headed and think that she did it. I could do it too. And
Mhm.
next you know, you end up in a situation where you're not familiar with and you ain't ready for it. And again, we're just trying to tell all these women out here, just don't do that.
And
If you don't know who you are, don't date. Just sit back and understand or find out who you are. But don't go out there for the money or just to use
mhm.
somebody because that will put you in a situation that could be very dangerous because motherfuckers got guns now. Before they put your hands on you, they still will, but these motherfuckers will pull guns on you and you put you in
Mhm.
a situation that you can't handle, you can't deal with. So it's just like, come on, be smart. Don't listen to all these dumb people on fucking internet and think that's the way to go. It's not.
And as harsh as it sounds, like when you reference it as being transactional and you know, OnlyFans-ish or prostitution site style, the reality, as far as I can recall, how I was brought up, and how my dad addressed that situation. It was the same way, head on. Be careful when you take something from other people because they tend to expect things back. So when you're out and you're dating and you're, entertaining men, be careful to take from them because they'll always expect something back. And now, whether we agree with it or not, as women, because I'm
Hmm.
giving you my time, you can't, you, whether you want to agree with it or not, and whether or not you want to rationalize it from your perspective of rationale, right?
Hmm.
My daddy said what he said. And
Yep.
I'm going to believe his thought process because he's the man, right?
Hmm.
And if he's a man who sat down and took the time enough to say, hey, Tamara, hear me out here. As you grow up and it's time to step into this world and you want to go out and date and mix and mingle with the guys, they not taking you shopping. I'll take you shopping. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
They're not doing these things because they're going to expect something in return. And I'm here to tell you straightforward, this is what it is. This is the kind of world we live in. Whether it be fair or not, you're warned.
Yep.
You understand?
Yes.
So for anybody who wasn't warned, this be the warning. That's it.
That's true. That's true. Because, and I tell
Yeah.
my nephews and everything, I said, do not go on a date. If you're going on a date expecting something to happen in the end, you're going out on a date for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
If you're trying to get to know this young lady, well, meet her somewhere. One of my nephews said, man, she wanted to go to what the hell's the damn steakhouse? Loomis Steakhouse. I said, why? Do you know her? No, she said she liked to eat steak. I said, has she ever eaten steak before? He said, I don't even know. Say, okay, here's a
I'm
fuck.
not playing with you.
I'm like, she ever had that shit? I don't know. Fuck that. Take her out to Starbucks. Take her
Uh-huh.
somewhere and you sit there and have a conversation with her. You
Mhm.
may meet her and say, God damn, I don't even like her. So at that point, you take your little mocha and shit and you walk out the door, have a little small talk and then you realize, oh, okay, I got something to do and you roll out. You don't
Yeah.
want to be sitting in no goddamn steakhouse spending all that kind of money. We're like, God damn, I don't like it. Because now you got food she's ordering and shit and you're like, I don't even fucking like her. And
Yeah.
now you're paying that money. In the end, you ain't going to do nothing with her because you don't like her. So
Well,
don't do that.
here's the problem with that. You Starbucks was on the list. I
Hmm.
don't know if you remember the list.
I do remember that list.
But
I
I
do.
enjoy a good run to Starbucks. So even though it was on the list, y'all don't have to perhaps call it a date. Perhaps, hey, can we meet up for a little bit, little 1 hour, run, just hang out, grab a cup of coffee. That don't have to be necessarily be the date. But I do think that still qualifies as, a good time to kind of get to know each other. And like you said, something really lighthearted. And no, I'm not gonna pay for my own coffee because that would be dumb. Um, yeah, you are still expected to pay for your little coffee outings, but that's reasonable. And like you said, if you don't have any feelings towards that person because you just don't know that person, and you talking about I'm not trying to take her to no steakhouse. Yeah, I can respect that. I can respect that because I do eat steak, and so that is where I wanted to go, and I would require you to take me there.
But see, T, I think, which is so, I don't know what the fuck is going on with the dating scene now, but I can't see spending money with anybody you don't know. It's like saying, find someone on the street, say, hey, come on, you look cute. I'm going to go pay something for you. Why the fuck would you do that? I don't even know
Like,
you. So why would I do that?
because you're trying to get to know her, I guess.
And that to me is why we end up with so many issues because people don't know how to really date anymore. Like the art of
How to get to
conversation.
know each other.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If it's somebody you want to hit it and quit it, that of course that's totally different. You're gonna
Mm-hmm.
push that differently. But if it's a young lady, you're like, I really want to know about her.
A little bit more about them.
Then you start off at Starbucks and you work your way up. And then you go to some other places, but you have to get to know her first before you start
Right.
spending that kind of money
Agree.
on her or buying her clothes and all that. What the fuck you buying her clothes when you only have one date and next you know she don't want to date you no more. And then you see her walking the street with the clothes you bought her with another dude. And you're like, wow, then you feel like a simp. Because you're like, I bought her clothes, I bought her this and bought her that,
Oh
didn't get
wow.
nothing in the end, and now she walking around with somebody
Yeah.
else. It's like,
No,
no, don't
because
do that
you're
shit.
doing too much. Don't try to blame that on us.
This is why I had these conversations with my nephews, the young ones. I said, listen,
Please keep talking to them about that.
oh God, I have to because they are so. You listen to what's going on out here, and I said that shit ain't normal. I said,
Hmm.
Don't look at social media as something that's normal. It's not fucking normal. It's always the extreme or some shit. I mean, again, the extreme ones get all the people following them and all that, but the ones who are really trying to drop knowledge like we are, people say, oh shit, y'all like a couple people said, damn, I didn't know y'all was around. See, we've been around
Hmm.
for 2 years. I said we be dropping knowledge. We're not trying to do the shock shit. There's enough shock shit around here. But we want you to be out here and be aware. Don't go out here all bubblehead like you just got off a bus from Arkansas and you're in New York City looking around and saying, this is a big city. That's how you get knocked to your fucking head and end up in the goddamn alley with nothing. So we're just trying to say, you guys got to think, men and women got to think differently when it comes to dating and really what you're looking for. And that's why I said a lot of people out here dating just because it sounds good to date. But you have to have a reason to date because again, you're gonna spend a lot of money, and we know
Hmm.
how expensive shit is nowadays. Because that stick that'll cost you $400 2 years ago probably cost you like $650 now. As high as shit is, so you won't be spending that kind of goddamn money on somebody you don't really know. That's my whole thing.
Hmm.
At least get to know them, and then understand where they're coming from, and understand where you're coming from. Because again, nobody knows where anybody's coming from, and we all know everybody's lives. That's just what we do. We're gonna have the best part. Like I said, you'll see her. Her makeup is flawless. Her hair is flawless. She's dressed
Yeah.
flawless. You look good. You smell good. That's probably the only goddamn clean shit you got in your house. But you're gonna look good for it.
You ain't never lying. Facts.
So
Facts.
it's just we just gotta get off this fake thing of dating and trying to find love and trying to do all this because all of this actually leads up to what we're talking about the half shit. When you get a divorce, half shit's gone. But that's a leads up to that. So that's why you gotta be real clear of why you are here and be clear who you fuck you're dating. Once you get to that point and you're dating, look out for the signs. The other people, oh, I ain't worried about that. she's real possessive. Oh, that's cute. Oh, he's real possessive. Oh, ain't he cute?
That's cute.
Oh, he loves me. So the motherfucker show up at your job calling you, you at work? Yeah, I'm at work. I see you. Oh, I had to make sure you at work. Hmm.
Yeah, it can happen.
Oh, he really does love me. No, bitch, he's a psychopath. So you're gonna fuck with a psychopath and you're gonna get your ass, keep you away from everybody, and next you know you locked in the basement every day. I'm gonna let you go work, but you're gonna bring your ass back to this basement.
Yep.
Extreme, but you gotta be aware of shit. A lot of shit ain't cute. You just gotta look at it, be mindful of the red flags and all this shit. Like even in marriage. I mean, at some point you know that things are going horrible. Like things don't look so good. But you have to talk about it. But a lot of people don't want to talk about it. Just like, oh, it gets better until she drops some divorce papers on your ass. And I'm surprised. What happened?
You're not surprised. No,
Oh, really? Really? No, he's not surprised, really? Mm,
no. Most of them not surprised. I just can't fathom you being surprised. Somebody, hey, I want a divorce. Oh, I know. Come on, you been there. Come on, come on. Come on. But
and
either
that's
way, I don't think we walk into the dating realm for the heartbreak, right? We
no,
all like people can walk into a marriage and think that divorce is an option and you can just exit out of it. Whether it's an option or not, it doesn't feel good. So we don't walk into the dating pool with the intent of getting hurt, right? And
no.
that's the problem with all of the not vetting each other. You end up hurting each other further down the road. The idea that you're taking half of something that y'all built together or something that y'all nourished together over so many years, whether it's right or wrong, it still hurts. So,
Mm-hmm.
the man feels a certain type of way, and then the woman feels a certain type of way because perhaps even the half that she got is not even enough. Or enough that of what she wanted or what she was accustomed to, right? So that
Mm-hmm.
he perhaps can feel a certain type of way. But either way, it's still like a level of hurt that's going to exist there that nobody really wanted to walk into the pool wanting to take away, that bit of hurt.
That is so true, and that's a great point. And the last thing I want to talk to you about, I had a discussion with somebody about independent women,
Hmm.
and I said I want an independent woman. I want a strong woman. I said, well, my wife's strong. I want her to be strong. And they didn't understand it. They kept looking at it from the money, what's the power she's going to take. No, 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 no. You missed the whole point. If you have a wife who's so meek and mild and so disengaged from the marriage that basically you handle everything for her,
Hmm.
if something happens to you and she's meek and mild, don't know what the hell's going on, you're fucked. You need a woman who's independent, can think separately, and can take things over if something happens to you. What a
Hmm.
lot of men don't understand is we die early. Facts. We get sick early. Facts. Because we don't take care of ourselves, all the multiple reasons. You don't want a weak woman that now has to control the household when you're sick. You need someone who's independent, who can think and be able to handle stuff. Having an independent wife is not threatening to me because I understand, again, guys, we're a team. We're not two separate entities that's just existing. We're a team. So the offense may be running shit all the time, the defense decide, make sure you don't give a lot of points. But then sometimes the offense will be sucking, and your defense need to stand up and make sure they don't score any points. This is what marriage is all about. So you need people who can take care of things if something catastrophic happens. And a lot of people take that independence as a negative in a relationship for women.
Let me back the guys up on this one. I think what they're saying is that there's independent women who cannot be interdependent inside of a marriage or perhaps codependent
Mm-hmm.
that situation. And I think that's the problem that they're running into with the quote unquote independent woman. It's a type of independent woman who doesn't feel a need to codepend, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can't let go of certain tasks that I used to do and give them to him, right? I'm not good at letting go of things. I don't have to do all these things now because he exists, but because I don't know how to coexist with him, right? I
Mm-hmm.
can't let those things go. So now I'm sitting here getting burnt out, and he just sitting here doing nothing for no reason, even though he been trying to coexist with me. No, because you too damn independent. Yeah, it's
That's
more
a great
than
point.
just it's more than just a need to be independent. You need to be able to maneuver and move with that independence that you have to go coexist with a man, because a man's gonna always need to be needed. Like, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? Could you imagine a woman who loves to cook and that man always full? Oh no, I'm not hungry. Boy, I'll kill you. Like, you not hungry as I done cooked all this food. Oh no, you gonna eat, right? So it's the same thing for a man. Where do you make the man feel like, I need you to, hang this picture type of thing, babe, can you wash my car type of, like, where does he be of value in the relationship?
I loved how you said that. That is that's what's missing
Mm,
because you that it's that connection because again it goes back to being a team. If you're a team, you do what has to happen, what you need to do. Like I
mhm,
said, certain things like my wife, you don't touch trash. No, you don't touch trash. I take care of the trash, take all the other stuff. Certain things that she handles that I don't deal with. But but if I have to do it, it will be done because it has to be done. And I
right.
think that's what a lot of women need to understand that the codependency, that's you have to step back and say, what needs do I need to fulfill for him, and have that conversation. It goes back to communication. If you can't communicate, then you're gonna have that friction that we're having across the board where men ain't shit and women ain't shit. All that's
Absolutely.
bullshit. Because we need
Absolutely.
women and we need men. So that
Absolutely.
bullshit. So, it's like no, you know, like I said to you, we just trying to clear up, have those conversations that people seem to be scared to have.
Mhm.
But you have to have them, or you're gonna sit around and keep looking at stuff and thinking that, oh, she this, she the problem, you the problem. Look at yourself. Are
Mhm.
you the problem? You could be the problem. She could
Mhm.
be the problem. And if y'all have problems and y'all together, have a conversation about it. Do better.
And instead of looking at who's the problem, let's figure out who's gonna be the solution. Because that's what really matters. Who's gonna be the solution here?
There you go. God
Mhm.
damn it. T, as always, I like the little bow you did. The little bow,
Going
how you
back
put everything in a
together.
little bow. Yeah, you
Uh-huh.
put everything in a little
Wrap it
bow.
up.
You always do it perfectly. Oh my God. Well, people, like we said, talk about things, stop looking at the crazy extremes, and find what makes you happy, and try to find your own happiness before you go searching for happiness. Because you go
Mm.
searching for shit and you don't know what makes you happy, you're just out there with no map, just floating around the world. You don't want to float around this world. You better have a purpose. So with that, we just gonna leave this episode of On the Mic with BM.
And see.
Listen, people, you know what you need to do? Subscribe to the channel, hit the little button, and come on back and see us again. We're going to drop on some more knowledge for you. Until then, peace and blessings.